Hey y'all, Jenny McKenzie here. I am 2 weeks and 2 days postpartum, and so I wanted to make this gentle ab exercises video to help you test for to explain Diastassis Recti, help you test for it, and then give you a bunch of gentle core activation exercises with a little bit of back and pelvic stability. So if you are postpartum, I want you to have been cleared by your doctor to work out, usually between 4 and 8 weeks. And I also want you to have tested for Diastassis Recti and be able to complete all the exercises in this video, because it will just sort of reacquaint you with activating those muscles you may not have used for a while. Okay, so to test for Diastassis Recti, I want you to place both feet on the ground, the soles of your feet, and I want you to lay back. I want you to take one hand, place it behind your head, take your other hand, your 4 fingers, and I want you to place it parallel to your waistline at the midline of your body where your belly button is. I kind of want you to feel around in there. It's okay if you feel a little bit of a hole now, because your body is still healing and there might be a tiny bit of separation. But Diastassis Recti, so to test for this, I want you to do a crunch. Don't just bring your head up. I actually want you to make sure you're bringing your rib cage towards your pelvis. So you're actually going to lift up a little bit. Your shoulder blade should come off. Or just bring your rib cage as close to your pelvis as is comfortable. And you should feel the gap close or your belly tighten. And if you don't, be careful. And so what I want you to do now is I want you to take these fingers, I want you to feel around at the midline of your body, a little bit below, a little bit above. And if you can feel a hole or a space between your abdominal muscles that is 2.5 finger width long or greater, that means it's not a huge deal, but it does mean you have Diastassis Recti, and you need to work on gentle core activation exercises that are going to close that gap. So if you are 2.5 finger width, if you feel a hole that's 2.5 finger widths wide, I want you to roll to your side. It's the log roll, and get up like this, so as not to exacerbate the separation of those muscles. If not, I'd like to continue with these core activation exercises, and this is these are gentle. You shouldn't be sweating profusely after this. These are just gentle exercises that help reacquaint you with how your rib cage, your pelvis, your tailbone, everything plays into core exercises. So what I first want you to do, we're going to take 3 deep breaths here, and I want you to focus on opening up your rib cage and closing it back up on the exhale. Open up the rib cage. Close it back up on the exhale. Open up the rib cage. Close it back up on the exhale. And even with these gentle breaths, you should feel your core engaging to really bring that rib cage in as you exhale. So for our next set of exercises, we're going to inhale. Open up the rib cage and core, and this time I want you to, when you exhale, bring your belly button into the mat, or in towards your spine. So exhale, and really you should feel your tailbone roll up a little bit, but bring the belly button into the spine, and your back should flatten against the mat. So inhale, open up the rib cage and the abdominals. Exhale, bring the belly button to the mat. Inhale. Exhale, bring the belly button into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, bring the belly button into the mat. Inhale. Exhale, belly button into the mat. And open and close that rib cage. So now what I want you to do is that should have been 5 breaths. I want you to inhale, open up the abdominals, and when you exhale, I want you to rotate your tailbone up so that your pelvic tilts up and in, and your belly button is even more towards the ground when you exhale. Inhale. Open it all back up. Exhale, activate your pelvis and rotate that tailbone up. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, bring the belly button in, rotate the tailbone up and the pelvic counterclockwise toward your head. Inhale. Exhale, rotate the pelvis and bring the tailbone in. One more time. Do you feel how that engages your pelvic floor, your tailbone, engages your entire core? It's really good for helping you re-engage your entire core, not just crunching, not just isolating a muscle, but engaging the entire core. So we're gonna do that one more time. Open up. Rotate the tailbone up, the pelvis in, and the belly button towards the floor. Another deep breath. Now what we're gonna do, we're not gonna focus so much on the breath, but we're gonna alternate which legs we lift up and down. And I want you to concentrate on how even just lifting that leg causes you to contract all of your abdominal muscles. If you want to intensify it, you can do it with the breath. To kind of activate that core, the opening up on the inhale, and the engaging on the exhale. Really just how even just lifting your legs is causing you to engage your pelvic floor, your entire core, and even your tailbone a little bit, because you should feel your tailbone rotating in and and feel your belly button come in towards the mat. Hang on, you two, please. All right, and if you wanted to play around with this, you can get a little bit faster. Just go as fast as is comfortable, and the more you do this, the faster and more comfortable you'll be able to go. All right, so that was our last one there. Now what I want you to do is I want you to focus on, we're gonna alternate which legs we straighten here. I'm gonna move up towards my mat, just to make sure you can get up with me. We're gonna alternate which leg we straighten and pull in. Again, if you want to, just focus on how this engages your entire core. Focus on engaging your pelvic floor. Focus on what happens to your tailbone as you extend and draw in the leg. So when you extend, your tailbone should be pushed up towards the ceiling and you bring it in. You're rotating the pelvis and tailbone and belly button into the mat. You can see how each move builds on each other. Just go as fast as is comfortable. And again, the more times you do this, the more comfortable you may feel going faster. And if you want to really intensify your core engagement, I sure can. Okay, I'm gonna move you right here, okay? I'm gonna move right here. If you really want to intensify the core engagement, go ahead and do it with a deep breath. So inhale, exhale, engage that core. Inhale, exhale, engage that core. Inhale, exhale, engage that core. Sorry, you're getting a little dose of my kids. Inhale, exhale, engage that core. Inhale, exhale, engage the 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 core and rotate that pelvic floor up and the belly button down towards the floor. All right, and then if you're feeling a little bit tired and you're really feeling that core engagement, and you don't really feel like doing a full crunch to get up, go ahead and just do a log roll. It's just a very comfortable way to get up. It stabilizes you before you roll and get up. And what I want you to do now is come into a tabletop. And we're going to do the same core activation and breathing exercises, but this time in reverse. So when we breathe in, instead of pulling your belly button to the floor, you're pulling it to the sky. And as you exhale, you're pushing your belly button to the floor. These exercises are really important not to do if you have diastasis recti, because if you push down and you open up those abdominal muscles, that's really bad juju. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale. All right, we're going to do 3 more breaths, and it's going to look like I'm doing the same thing, but this time I really want you to focus on doing those kegels and engaging the whole pelvic floor as you inhale and exhale. So it looks like I'm doing the same thing, but I'm really activating my pelvic floor. Head releasing, inhale, activating the entire breath. Exhale, releasing, inhale, activating your abdominals and that pelvic floor. Exhale. So now what we're doing is I want you to intentionally lift one knee, extend out, bring it back in, drop to the floor. Notice how your whole core activates when you lift that knee, and even and the whole time you have that leg out, your core should be activated because it's got to keep that leg out there, parallel with your back. You'll also notice that your glute will naturally contract. That's really good. It's a good warm-up for the glute muscles, especially if you're continuing on with the rest of the postpartum program, which I hope you are. Very exciting. All right. And again, if you want to intensify the core activation with breathing, you can. But again, your core should really stay activated the whole time you're moving that leg out. All right, this is our last one on either side. Last one. All right, and you can bring that down for a stretch if you need to, or you can just come back up, kind of relax. And if you're feeling really good with that, with video 1, the postpartum program, the core activation, with the pelvic floor and back stability exercises, go ahead and move on with the rest of the videos. And I am excited to work out with you. Congratulations on your new addition, and thanks for working out with me and the craziness.